What is up, YouTube? This is HeyhoBrando. Welcome back to another episode of Palworld, but a little bit different. You can probably see from the title what I mean. Basically, I'm doing a Let's Play series of I'm only going to use pals that I hatch from eggs that I find around the map or breed in a breeder. Now, how does this work? Because there has to be a few little rules on what I mean by this, and let me explain to you what those are. Rule number one, I can only use pals that I hatch from eggs that you find around the map or from what you breed into the breeder. Now, I have to be level 19 to get a breeding farm going on, and I have to be level 7 just to get an egg incubator, and believe me, oh boy, it was difficult on to getting that. There are some exceptions to the rules. Mostly some of them are from the beginning, and one of the rules are for near the mid to end game. Now let me explain what those ones are. Rule number one, I can capture pals if it's part of a quest. So on the top right, I'm still doing those quests to help me get some EXP. So basically there's that part where it says, hey, catch 5 of the land balls or catch 30 pals. I'm allowed to use those. I do not use them on my farm. I do not use them at my base. I do not use them for fighting whatsoever. A lot of the time, believe me, I was struggling at the beginning, and I haven't even used any of the pals that I did collect in here until later on. So I'm only at 11 days right now in here, and it's at 10, and I didn't even get a pal, I think, until maybe day 8 or day 9 because it took me that while. So there's that. So if you do see me capturing pals, it's because of that quest, or by pure instinct I forgot not to capture them, but I never used them. So if we do capture them, I'll sell them to the one at the small settlement just for extra cash, but I won't actively go there and capture anymore. Any of the pals I've caught, the 30 or 35 I should say, that I had to catch, they will be sold and they will not be used whatsoever. So, starting this little adventure off, I learned a new little trick from watching a YouTube video of putting foundations down first before the pal box. Because if you watch my other Let's Play, which will still go on, do not worry, this is just something I really wanted to do off on the side. You'll see that there are holes around the base that I made in the latest video. Now, apparently, I will probably rearrange that whole thing, so I'll probably fix it to make it look a little better, or I'll just leave it, charm as it is. But if you put down these foundations first and then the pal box, it won't look as bad as having chunks of holes around. And as you can see, because I can't use or capture these guys to help me fight, I don't have any gear to really use. I'm literally punching these chickens to get them away and also to get a little bit of EXP going. But I eventually am able to get the pal box after I put this foundation down there to see that I can put on. I get the pal box down and ready to go. And this is when I actually kind of understand now. It's like, oh boy, I'm going to be doing a lot of this stuff hands-on for a while. A lot of this early time is just me collecting materials and getting these things going on, because it does take a while, because without the pals at the beginning, like I said, I didn't get pals until I was in day 9 basically. But without the pals, I'm very slow in what I can really do. So basically after a while, you'll just see me just chopping down trees, or you won't see me, I'll be chopping down trees, collecting stone, mostly to make a bunch of arrows, because at the beginning, arrows are going to be my best friend. They're going to be great in terms of keeping away, getting health, keeping my health, and also attacking the big pals along the way. But yeah, really, the only thing I'm really doing as of right now is just collecting the materials that I'm going to need for the long run. After getting our basic tools, the pickaxe, hatchet, spear, and I also was able to get a bow. Like I said, it's going to take me a long time. I counted it, 7 seconds to make it 3 arrows. Oh boy. Basically, I found a little trick, especially on PlayStation, as I'm holding the square button, if I press my share button, it brings up how I record the video. Right now, I just basically left to go get something to eat and just let that go. But Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing a lot of times when it comes to building. Because it takes a while because I'm not going to be leveling up my crafting speed. And now thinking about it, I think that's probably a bad idea. Even though I don't need to as of right now, I decided to start expanding upon the base. Using the idea that I had now that it probably is a good idea to have everything flattened out. And I did move the PAL box a little bit over so I could have a little bit more space. I decided, okay, let's try to get this going off as wide as I possibly can, because eventually this base is going to be filled. Is this going to be my main base? No. But to have things at the ready, to get things ready, it's always good. So like, yeah, some people say like, oh, doing this in wood is not the best idea. I like the wood on here. It kind of like shows, like once we get to like the other base, which will probably go to the exact same area or a different area, it just, you know, kind of shows how we've grown. So wood for now, stone later on. I got really excited here. The first egg, and it was a big looking one. Basically now, because I can't collect any pals, I'm just basically going around hoping to God that I can find some eggs. So finding out that we had at least one large common egg, we're like, okay, good job. We got one single egg. That means we have one pal that we can use and hopefully use as time goes on. But basically, just going down here, collecting more pal materials, collecting more food, to hope that in the end we can get better and hopefully grow our little pal team. Another egg! Really excited for that. 2 large eggs, both of them looking to be in the rare category, but it was time for me to really just start expanding out. I had to look around, see if I could try to find anything, because the main thing I need to find right now is a fire egg, because once we're able to make metal, we need fire to, you know, smelt the metal. So until we can get a fire pal, we're kind of screwed when using just stone tools, and we need to find that eventually. Don't find one in this episode, but in episode 2, hopefully we can find one in the desert, because I'm going to have to run and deal with that in the desert. We're able to at least make some armor that will help us out. But look, another egg. I found another one. I kind of just looked at it for a second. I was like, oh, another egg. But yep, another one to add to our collection. So I kind of made a little oops that will happen later on. Finally going into a dungeon to actually fight one of these guys. I thought that I needed to beat these ones, the underground dungeons, to get the ancient technology, but we find out later on it's actually the above ground one. I've been playing this for like 5 episodes at this point, and you would think I know that. Basically, all my armor was broken because I was fighting the syndicate in here, I was fighting other pals, my weapons are breaking, so really I was only using an axe that had so little health. Like, it was giving up so little damage, but I was finally able to beat this guy. It took me 10 minutes. He at level 12, I think at this point I was level 9, but oh boy, well, level 8. But we were able to get one civilization part. I kind of got upset, thinking that I had to capture them, but I find out later on I don't need to capture them to get those things. So basically, later on I'll have to fight one of the overlord bosses, overworld bosses, to get what we need so we can get the egg incubator. I just wanted to show it just so I can prove that, hey, I did it. Don't worry, this guy will be thrown out. You won't see him in the rest of the playthrough, but I did capture him just to see, do I have to capture them to get the ancient technology parts? No. You just need to beat them to get the ancient civilization parts. I thought you need to capture them to get the parts. Not the part, the points. That's why I was going here to check, but I don't. That was bad on me. I should have done a little bit more research onto this, but as you'll see, once I leave out the dungeon, I am going to drop him. But I'm just here more so checking out what I can get right now, just making doubly sure that I did not need to. But the moment I get out of the dungeon, I will actually drop the PAL and we won't use them. So you'll be seeing that in just a quick second. I go over here, pick him, and go to drop the PAL. Right now, boom, he's there. I don't use him. He'll never be used again. So the run is still valid. I'm not using any PAL unless I hatch them. It was time to see if my theory was right. So I wasn't going to catch Chillet in this one. I was just going to beat him. I got a bunch of arrows. I was actually almost running out of arrows. And once I defeated him in one more hit right about here, boom, first spot killed, acquired the ancient technology points. So I was like, yes, I finally am able to get the egg incubator. That means I can start unlocking the pals. Thank God I was able to get enough. That's all I really needed to know. It took me forever. I think at this point I was at day 7, I want to say, in-game. I'm trying to get this. This is 7 in-game days. I've died a couple times already trying to get this because, again, no pals. I've been doing everything by hand. I've been fighting solo, so the fact of I'm surprised I was actually able to do this so far is kind of crazy in my opinion. After getting the first egg incubator done and seeing that it was now finally done, we came on over to see what our first pal would be, and it was the serpent. Now, how I'm going to be doing this as well is that every pal I do hatch will be named. This will be how you will know that I bred them, found them, whatever like that. So I do need to have the pals where I need them to do the breeding to have them, because you can't just make them from breeding. That's how you know. Decided to name him Wave, and he was going to be the first of many pals, and we had another one to go. I won't show you every single pal. I'll show you every single pal, I should really say. So the next one, you'll see him very next pal to be unlocked, and I was getting really excited, wondering who this one would be. Now that we had a water type, I was hoping that we get a grass type, and we were right, a Diosoon. Decided to name this one Greendra, mostly for the fact that I always said that this one reminded me of Goodra, but a grass type. So now we had one for watering and another one for planting. Later on I'll get one that will actually, which will be a dire Howl that I'll be naming Roxy. So that one will be able to harvest for us. So we'll have one for planting, one for watering. Boom, we're doing great. Just to show you proof, and if you don't want me doing this anymore, I've started selling all the pals I had. Now, I noticed now in my recording that I forgot to sell 2 more. We were able to use that money to go buy some extra stuff just to make it a little bit more easier. We're at level 13 at this point. We're able to unlock the crossbow, the metal spear, and some other things. The pelt armor would definitely help us out. But unfortunately, guess what? Need metal. Don't got metal. Don't got a fire pal. Found some more eggs, which I actually found 3 eggs, which we'll find out later on is actually 3 desperados, I think, those depressed looking pals, which thankfully they are a transport pal. So we'll basically have our base now almost self-sustained. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you that made this my favorite moment in this episode. I was able to make Roxy, my dire Howl, a saddle, and believe me, I wish I would have known how quick they were in my other playthrough, because these ones are great for me. But we found a meteorite, we were able to get some things, but then I see something over there. I was like, wait, what is that? That's a giant egg. So I was like, yay, got us another egg. Let's go check out what it is. I didn't know what it was. I thought it might be another dark egg or something like that. Oh, no, my friends. It was a huge dragon egg. Not just a huge dragon egg, a legendary huge dragon egg. So I'm like, oh my god, what kind of palace is going to be? Oh boy, it's going to be interesting. We don't hatch it in this episode. That would be something that would be done in the next episode, because, oh boy, it's going to take me at least 2 hours to hatch, and I still got an hour and 45 minutes left to do it. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode, episode 1. We're at day 11, we got some pals working on now. We can have at least 7 pals on the thing, we got them working hard. So our base became essentially self-sustained at this point. It only took us 11 in-day games to get to that point. We got 3 egg incubators going, these 2 at the end, we'll see what those are in just a second, which are the Desprestos. So we have 2 more that I named Karen and Kelly. That one, a Celeray, which we named Selly. So when we get to the breeding thing, we have a lot of pals that we can breed and hopefully get some more. Those other 2 I'm going to get rid of in the next episode, so you don't see them. Don't worry. As you can also see, I have a Moth pal that I named Cindy. We have Roxy that's on our team. It's basically our mount that's going to get us from place to place much quickly, because I need to get to the desert or the volcano to get this thing going on. But either way, that's it for this episode. I was just trying to decide what I'm going to name this one. I think I named this one Kelly. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, oh no, I named him Larry, my mistake. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to see more of this version of Palworld. Don't worry, next episode of the other one will come out as well. I'm just kind of doing these like back to back just to kind of see if I can do it and also learn a little bit more. Also, thank you all for any of the new subscribers that have come. If any of you are trying to send me friend requests on PlayStation, just know I won't accept friend requests on that. I just have a weird thing about that. Don't take that personally. I just don't want to friend people I just don't know from it. I was always worried when I get like random friend requests and people asking me to play. I am happy that you are enjoying this, and if I do live streams of this, I'll definitely do a community post a couple days beforehand, and if anybody wants to play, then hey, you know what, I'll do a live stream. We'll have a group of people playing. If that's what people want to do, we'll do that. Just as of right now, when I make these videos, I kind of do these things solo, so it still kind of amazes me that people, one, are liking my videos, and two, actually want to play with me. I think that's an amazing thing. So make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can know whenever HeyhoBrando releases a new video. Leave a comment. It could be freaking chicken butt. Tell me that you want to pet my doggo Roxy. I don't know what you want to say. But hopefully in episode 2 we find out what that huge legendary dragon is, because if that's a fire type, oh boy, we are good. But we're going to be doing a lot of exploring tomorrow, hopefully finding more eggs, and we'll see how things go on from there. If you like this style of video for games like this, tell me as well. Either way, this has been HeyhoBrando, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.